We always look forward to Thursdays because we get to travel the world and see it all. And I don't know, I think we're making your plans for Memorial Day weekend for you. There's a National Eucharistic Pilgrimage in honor of America's 250th anniversary coming up. And we're excited to talk today. It's a beautiful world with corporate travel with Kris Frank, who's the National Eucharistic Revival with them. And he's the Vice President of Mission Advancement for the National Eucharistic Revival. And before that, served as Director of Youth Ministry at the parish level, and more recently, Vice President of Vagabond Missions. Now, Kris, you're putting together this wonderful event, and I can't wait to hear all about it. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for having me.
So tell us about this event. I'm excited.
Yeah, we are excited too. Today is the official launch, the announcement of this next Eucharistic pilgrimage. And it is called the St. Francis Xavier Cabrini Route. And we have the theme, One Nation Under God, to celebrate America's 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. And so this is going to be a call to bring us back under the sovereignty of God in a position of humility and hopefully unite our nation by bringing people to Jesus.
I love that. And, of course, Pat Odie Murray leading up the Eucharistic Revival team here in the Diocese of Toledo. And, you know, as you have mentioned before, this is not a one and done. We're not done with it.
Right.
The Eucharistic Revival continues to roll on. And really, this Congress, obviously an overwhelming success. So for you, Kris, what were the biggest highlights for you for the last National Eucharistic Pilgrimage in Congress?
Oh gosh, such a great question. To just pick one is probably a challenge. You know, one story that immediately pops to mind is, as you said, the movement of Eucharistic revival is ongoing. I don't think this organization or this work stops until everyone in this nation has a living relationship with Jesus found in the Eucharist. So last year we found ourselves in LA. We were doing another pilgrimage this time last year. We went from Indianapolis out to California, out to Los Angeles. And if you remember, Los Angeles had wildfires this time of year. And then in the summer when we were there was all sorts of social unrest. And so we found ourselves there right after some of the riots that had kind of gone through the city. And we did a Eucharistic procession through some of the neighborhoods that were devastated by the wildfires earlier in the year. And we were processing with Jesus through these neighborhoods. And it was just empty lot after empty lot to our left and to our right, all these houses that used to be there that were now gone and devastated from, as I said, the wildfires. And I looked to my right, and there was this woman right next to me, and she was crying. And I asked if she was okay, and she pointed literally right to where we were almost standing, and she said, "This is where my house was." And you know, I said, "I'm so sorry." And she said, "I thought everyone forgot about us." And she said, "I thought people forgot about me and didn't see us, but to know that Jesus is here brings so much peace." And then we just started praying together and talking, and there's just been so many stories like that through this work and through this movement. And so to continue this work again this summer through the Cabrini route is a really exciting time and opportunity for, I hope, our nation, but especially for me in this work.
So what can our listeners kind of expect as far as this new kind of pilgrimage, Eucharistic pilgrimage? And is there a way for them to get involved?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're still pretty early. We're just announcing the route today. This will take place this summer. We're going to launch on Memorial Day from St. Augustine, Florida, the location of the first Catholic Mass held in the United States. And then we are going to process up the East Coast, stopping at many of the original 13 colonies, historical sites, various locations. And then we're going to go all the way up into Maine and then loop back down, eventually landing in Philadelphia for the 4th of July, where we will conclude this pilgrimage. And so if you're obviously on the East Coast, there's going to be registration and opportunities to join us along the route for public processions, masses, adoration, service projects. But if you are anywhere else in the country, you can join spiritually. And so we'll be releasing resources and prayer guides and other ways in which the nation can join us in this movement and in this work.
So how would we get in? How would we find that? Right. So you're telling these great prayer guides all about this stuff. So where can we look for that?
Yep. And so if you go to our website, eucharisticpilgrimage.org, you'll start to see some of the initial information for this movement and for this pilgrimage. And then there you can sign up for information and for the resources as they're released later this spring.
Okay. Would this be helpful? Because again, like Ron said, I was the point person for the Eucharistic Revival. Would this be something, what you're offering, that would be helpful for us who don't live on the East Coast to try to set up something like that within our own diocese or deanery or something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we would love to see Eucharistic pilgrimages and processions happen around the country. We don't feel like we own this movement, but we hope that we can be a fire starter, if you will, and we let the flames of this revival kind of spread through people like you, who are just wanting to continue this work and continue to see the fruits of Eucharistic devotion bless people in our church and in our country.
I love that idea. I love that. So you already have stops set up, right? I mean, are you kind of modeling it on the past Eucharistic pilgrimage, or will there be something different involved?
That's right. So we work with each diocese to do what the diocese thinks that will bless that specific community. And so we have 18 dioceses along this route that we'll be working with. But again, some of the highlights and things are still coming together, and I don't want to give away everything that I think is about to take place. But like I said, we're going to have a beautiful kickoff mass at St. Augustine in the same location where the first mass was held at Our Lady of Late Chase Shrine. We're going to go to Baltimore, the First Catholic Diocese. Over Corpus Christi, we're going to be split in time between the Arlington Diocese and Archdiocese of Washington, D.C. So we'll be right there in our nation's capital for Corpus Christi, and I think we have some cool things coming together there. Boston is planning some pretty fun opportunities for devotion and prayer, and then I think the 4th of July in Philadelphia is going to be pretty special as well. And so there's, again, going to be plenty of events and opportunities for people to join us and partake in this route if you are local or want to travel and join us on the way.
Well, that is terrific. And tell us again how people can learn more and get involved.
Yep, go ahead and visit our website, eucharisticpilgrimage.org, or find us online or on social at Eucharistic Revival.
This sounds amazing, just amazing. Yeah. Wow, we got to come up with something in our diocese.
Kris Frank, thank you so much, and it's a wonderful event teaming up with Corporate Travel to put this on. It sounds like a wonderful adventure. It really does. Thank you for coming on. We appreciate that.
Thanks, Kris.
Yeah, of course, anytime. Yep, God bless.
Great.